Around the world and across Nigeria, it's still Enterprise Friday here on Enterprise Television. Now, our main conversation.
An analysis of Nigeria's 2025 budget proposal reveals that 5.4 billion naira has been allocated for renovating the presidential villa, with an additional 4.6 billion earmarked for new government vehicles.
And this includes 3.6 billion for operational vehicles and 1 billion for replacing SUVs. These expenditures continue despite calls for prudent management of public funds.
In 2024, billions were similarly spent on SUVs and renovations. Documents from Gov's spend indicate that between August of 18 and September 9, 2024, 5.1 billion naira was spent on vehicles, including 3.4 billion for 16 Toyota Prado SUVs at 212 million naira each, and 1.7 billion naira for 10 Toyota Camry V4 cars.
And Nigeria's presidency also allocated substantial sums for renovations in May 2024 alone. 3.6 billion was spent on residential building renovations and 8.5 billion on office construction, totaling 12.1 billion.
Very true. But all of this expenditure come as Nigeria faces significant revenue challenges, heavily relying on loans to fund its budget. Critics argue that such spending on luxury vehicles and state house projects undermines efforts towards fiscal responsibility and efficient resource allocation. We still have with us Emeka Amadunagu. Thank you so very much for hanging on.
Thank you so much, Emeka Amadunagu.
Yes, I think it's very important that we, I know we've discussed this. We discussed this yesterday.
We talked about the budget yesterday,
yes, the budget.
And we did not talk about the expenditure so far because this recent development is alarming. Yes, because from a government who is saying from the budget planning that they're looking at the roadmap for Nigerians to take them to the future.
He said the promised land or something. That was one thing.
Now, how promising is it if the expenditure for SUVs and co is even more than the loan to give to students to go to school? How well can we say this present government have the people at heart?
And are you equally sincere?
Thank you very much. First of all, I don't believe in giving students loans to go to school.
Why?
You are actually placing a burden on them that will be bigger than them.
But if you're saying this, but when we go abroad, a lot of students have had the opportunity.
America is reeling under student debt. America, United States, if there was one thing the United States today would just wish it would just click his fingers by it to disappear his student loans. It does not serve the purpose. You tie students down for 30 years of their productive lives. When do they now have time to actually live a life? Debt is not a very good thing. I'm a businessman, but I try to run away from debt. Rather, I can cut my coat very well, cut my coat to the extent that I will be able to now raise the money for that project, because borrowing, to me, starting life borrowing is not something I recommend to anybody.
Sorry to cut you short. On this same program, you said it is not wrong if a government should borrow to finance its country.
Not to give people to go to school. Rather, give them grants. Rather, give them scholarships. Those who are very intelligent, give them scholarships. Give them bursaries. It is their own way of actually earning from their own country. Then, okay, all this money you are budgeting for SUVs, where are you driving to? Is it not the same country? Where are you driving to? You move up and down every day aimlessly. And what is coming into the treasury? Nothing. In this 2025 budget, you have 34 trillion naira revenue projection. Guess what? You have 30 trillion naira projection for debt servicing. Who does that? So that means of all the money you're expecting next year, it's only 4 trillion that will come into it. And when we're talking of debt, you are not talking of debt repayment. Debt servicing, say, no vex, I beg. I still still do in my mind to the pay, so that you are not blacklisted by international lenders. That's why you keep. And then the thing that some of us have said is this: why do we enjoy going for short-term commercial loans? Why don't we look for concessionary loans that you can say, okay, we tie to bonds. Maybe You can raise a bond around the power sector, for instance. You know, we have problems with power. Okay, but then we find that, you know, there are certain areas that can actually, if we sponsor some money into it, you now raise a bond. Nigeria renewable energies, you know, or the other time, even under the Buhari administration, they wanted to raise green bonds. But I don't know what happened. Raise green bonds and say, okay, for renewable energy and to preserve the environment. Then with that, you now tell people, you know, to subscribe, even though it's a debt. But you know what? That debt will pay itself. You don't need to use money from the public treasury, because as people are subscribing to that renewable energy, they are paying. So, like for me, what is so fantastic in the presidential villa that you have to renovate it every year with billions? You know, if somebody like me were in power, you know what I would do? I tell you what, I will make a portion, maybe it's 1/4 of the presidential villa, a tourist center. Yes.
Why?
Why not? How will we maintain? We won't be taking money from the public treasury to maintain. No way. Put some funny things. Put some, you know, because by the way, you know, behind the presidential villa, you have Zuma Rock. You know, you have, you know, greenery and all of that. You know, very nice exotic scenery. Create some things there. Like some people even say that the presidential villa was actually earmarked for a zoo. So create a zoo behind that place. Let people come there to look at different kinds of animals and pay.
How will you propose that, knowing in this country our security is not?
They forget about that. You see, this issue of security, the very people we pay so much to secure are the ones behind insecurity. Yes, it's the politicians who hire thugs. They are the ones who recruit thugs. And then when there is no money, when they've won elections and all that, and there is no money to fund those thugs, they leave those thugs. They say, you have weapons now, go and use them. And those thugs enter, you know, into the streets, and they start terrorizing people. They become terrorists. They become kidnappers. They become insurgents. So let's stop this issue of national security. That was the same thing they told Obasanjo when he was to do GSM. No, it will help our national security. No, until somebody, a prominent Nigerian, told him that, what security? Even as you are sitting here, are you secure? If not for God's security, you think amassing the whole Nigerian army around you will keep you secure? No. No, that let us be futuristic. And then Obasanjo approached GSM. Remember, Sani Abacha, as head of state, had actually approached GSM, you know, but he didn't take up. But now Obasanjo said, well, we've got to the point that let's do GSM and look at how it has helped the nation. And we are still far behind, because you know what? Certain countries that actually keyed into GSM after us have gone ahead. We are still battling to implement 5G. Do you know many Nigerians using Palasa phone on 2G, 3G? You know, that's why you say, this network, a network problem. Not to talk of 4G. Not to talk of 5G. How many Nigerians are on 5G? How many cities are covered by 5G? Norway, China on 7G. And we are still battling with 3G, 4G. Look, let us be futuristic. You see, all of these things, we don't need them. The United Arab Emirates, you know, has actually developed, you know, an AI-driven, you know, governmental system. You know, blockchain administration. So you don't need offices and all of these things. There are processes. The processes are actually ingrained in that blockchain. So everything moves seamlessly.
All right.
Things move, but when you now you have to do vehicles, where are you going to? You have to do buildings that, you know, are actually even going out of fashion. Look at what many developers are building now all over. These are buildings for the future. You know, buildings that you don't need so much air conditioning, you don't need this, you don't need so much for lighting, you don't need so many lights and all that. So when we think, you even see some buildings that have glass panels. Those glass panels are actually solar panels. So the buildings, in the daytime, they suck in, you know, solar energy. And at night, they provide lighting, you know, for the buildings. And they are so beautiful, you know, they now combine color and elegance. If you do that in Aso Rock, let people go, this is the presidential villa. In 2001, 2008, when I went to the United States, I went to the White House now, see so many people just stand outside and snap me photograph. They snap you and you pay. Let people go to Aso Rock, stand somewhere and say, okay, please take, this is Aso Rock, this is presidential villa. I've been to the presidential villa. You snap photograph. all that money, if well managed, will go significantly into maintaining the presidential villa.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Of course, back to the budget issue. 2024, we had borrowings to fund our budget in 2024. 2025, here we have it yet again, borrowing money to fund our budget for 2025. Do you think that Bola Ahmed Tinubu truly does desire to change this country?
Tinubu told you his mantra was Emi Loko. It is my turn. He didn't say it's the turn of Nigeria, our local. His supporters who later say, Emi Loko, it looks wacky, or it looks weird. Okay, let's call it our local. They started expanding it to our local. But the man kept singing Emi Loko, Emi Loko. I prepared for 20 years to become president. Not president of the people, but just president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, how can you borrow to fund luxury? It doesn't make sense. Well, when you tell these people, I don't understand what is in government. Now, when people enter, they just lose touch with reality. You cannot fund you cannot fund luxury. What you can do, that's why I've said it again and again. You see, this VAT proposal will fail. Even if they like, let them push it through national. It will fail. You know why it will fail? Because let me tell you, consumption should actually be taxed. Why? You create policies like this U-type period now. You know, people want to go out, people want to eat, guys want to take their babes out and all of those things. You know, all of families want to travel and all of that. You create an environment where people go out to spend money. But you know what you do? You put a lot of money into like manufacturing. So that the factories will produce Christmas lights, produce all these things. Eateries will produce meat pies and all those special, how about those Father Christmas, all those things that people want to go to. Children say, mommy, daddy, take me to Father Christmas, and then you pay some money, you get one gift, like that. All of those things will fuel consumption and the economy will move, money will circulate. Now, when you are doing that, side by side, let it stop this feeding bottle federalism, where at the end of the month, commissioners of finance of the states will go to Abuja to go and collect allocation. No way. Let each state generate its own revenue. People will sit up. When each state has to generate its own revenue, including your own VAT, generate it, but pay the federal government a certain percentage, you will see that people will sit up. Do you know, out of 36 states in the nation, only two have accessed UBEC, have actually paid counterpart funding for universal basic education. Only 2 states, Kaduna and Katsina,
okay,
in this country, only 2 have paid matching grant. Education, basic education for little children, basic education, only 2 states. So their interest lies more in luxury, buy vehicles, maintain private jets, helicopters, travel around the world. What is all of this? And at the end of the day, you will enter the ground and become just dust. Why don't we set our priorities? Like this borrowing portion of the Tinubu administration, I've been saying it, and I don't care whatever they feel about it. I will say it again and again and again and again. We are mortgaging the future of, we are mortgaging the future of born and the unborn generations. We are mortgaging their lives. It is not right to leave debt of 40 years for children not born, who will be born into Nigeria by mistake, and now, as they are coming to the world, they are coming to inherit a dead body, something their parents didn't eat. Look, we must stop this borrowing. Let us cut all this, there's something for the Aso Rock and whatever, presidential villa. Take that money, pump it into the productive sector of the economy, the real sector of the economy. Make sure, one, for instance, that there is power supply. Anyhow you can do it. If the discos are not performing well, kick all of them out. Get people who are serious. Get foreign investors who will come in. Give them a matching mandate. Now you can see what is happening in the petrol sector. Maybe they said that we cannot, except we sell petrol for 1,500, we can't get regular petrol. What is going on now? Dangote is now doing Christmas promo for petrol. Dangote, have you not seen it? Yes. Christmas promo. Buy this and get this. Even for cement. Buy for petrol, buy 2 trucks, or how many, get 1 free. Free, a whole truck, free. In Nigeria, where they say that once the price of things go up, they don't come down. Somebody is telling you, buy this number and get 1 truck free. Let me tell you something. That is how you stimulate production and consumption. And in that way, revenues will come in. But when we keep borrowing to finance our expenditure, our humongous appetite, it will not help this nation. I have been warning about it.
Yes.
Let them be like, let them listen, let them not listen. There are better ways of running this nation without borrowing.
Very true, Choma. On one of the legacy media stations, Femi Adesina, the former spokesperson of Muhammad Buhari, said that the reason Muhammad Buhari refused to remove subsidy was because he loved the people. He loved the Nigerians. Unfortunately, they are coming up to say this after he had, of course, left office. But don't you think that we would equally come to a time when what's the name of this media aide to Bayo Onanuga would come and say the reason Tinubu did all of this was simply because he equally loved the Nigerians?
And Nigerians are
did a hot story in African Concord. That was what led to the close of African Concord. After that Gulf windfall, he did a hot cover story that shook Ibrahim Babangida so much they shut down African Concord. The same by Onanuga, he has seen the light. He has seen the light, has crossed the Rubicon and seen the light. And he's now defending what almost led him to jail. In fact, what led his associate like Kula Jibade to jail, he's now defending it. It's sad though. But let me tell you something.
Well, at this point, sorry to say that, I'm sorry to cut you short. At this point, maybe they felt saying the truth, it's not going to keep them alive, so they decided to dance to the tune of the music. We
have decided to be damned saying the truth. Look, like we say on the street, all die and die you. What man must die one way. I'm not encouraging reckless living.
Yeah, very true.
But look, if you don't say the truth, you will die. If you speak the truth, you will die. Is it not better? Let's speak the truth. At least maybe we'll be able to touch some people to think properly. Look at the story here in the in one magazine that when Trump was president the other time, that Donald Trump, there was a renovation that was done, in the White House, and then it included the innovation was $1.75 million decorating the White House and associated offices, right? That was in 2017. Now, the innovation included the purchase of a $12,800 custom conference table made by a company that produced one for Richard Nixon in 1989. President Nixon paid for the table himself, right? Then Trump said that he paid for a crystal chandelier in the dining room out of his own pocket. Let me tell you something. If you want to live well, no problem. You are living like a billionaire before you became president. No problem, but you know what? There must be a limit on all this. Pay from your pocket. To show patriotism. You don't like, you want gold-plated AC. Pay for your pocket. When you are leaving government, go with it. You want to eat, okay. This is what government can give you. Maybe pap, akara, and the vegetables and all that. If you want more, we want oatmeal, we want cornflakes, we want all the blah, 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 no problem. Pay for your pocket. When we begin to put all these things here and there, because these people were eating before they got into government. When we begin to put all these things, let me tell you, you see this debt will go down, the economy will get better. Let people in government begin to learn to pay for things. When you pay for things, I want to travel with 100 people, you pay for each person. Each person, you pay for each person. Then you will learn what prudence means. We are not saying this thing because we want to go there and chop. No, is it at my age? I'll be looking for what to eat. No. Why we are saying all this things? Because we want a better country.
We want a better country, and we can only get that country when, most importantly, those in authority understand the need to have a better country. We can have a better country when we live a life of profligacy. When leaders tell us to be patriotic
Patient, yeah.
and patient and tighten our belt while they're losing theirs and travel as much as they can and eat as much as they can. I do not know. I do not know.
At this point, we'll ask which way Nigeria.
Which way Nigeria.
Which way we go. So we'll come your way again tomorrow. My name is Choma Kohe.
And I am Henry Igwebike. Thank you, Ebeka Madnag.
Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.